Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. As I promised a couple times, I want to have more episodes with my very loved by all fiance, Nick. So we're doing another episode like that today. Nick, welcome back.
Good to be back.
Back in our home. Back where the magic happens in our studio office.
No. That's not what, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's one of those things where if you pretend that you're professional,
you said that's where the magic happens. The magic does not happen in here.
Magic happens quite a bit of places. It hasn't happened here yet.
Okay. Cutting that out. Cutting the whole thing out.
I don't know.
Start it over.
No, I liked that. Anyways, guys, welcome back. It's a new month. It's October, and I have a few ideas for this month in particular. So I'm going to need your help, and I'll ask you that at the end. But today we're all set up for fall. I've got a sweater on. We've got a pumpkin in the office. Things are looking festive. What's your favorite season of the year?
I love fall. Big fall guy.
Yeah. You don't have your fall festive attire on. I don't see your flannels, all of your things that you're excited to wear.
I don't get dressed up in my own home.
I know.
The fancy clothes stay on hangers in my own home.
Yeah, on display. I contemplated putting jeans on for this episode for all of you. But then I immediately took those off. So this is as much as I could do. I'm wearing, it looks like they're not sweatpants, but they are elevated sweatpants.
You are banned from using elevated before anything because of the whole elevated casual debacle.
Yeah, so explain that to the people.
So we had our engagement party, last weekend?
2 weekends ago, yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I don't know. Time.
Last weekend. So I had it last weekend, and she told me the entire time, like, what dress code's like elevated casual. That's what I've been telling everyone. And I was like, what the fuck was that? What was that?
When I swallow water, sometimes that happens. I don't know. It goes down some portal.
Yeah, it's called your esophagus.
That's what it was.
Okay. Well, she was telling everyone it was elevated casual.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go to explain to her what I'm going to wear, which would fall within the parameters of elevated casual. And she proceeded to just fillet my entire outfit. You can't wear that, and you can't wear that. I'm like, well, this is elevated. This is what you asked for. This is elevated casual.
Elevated casual did not apply to you. Elevated casual applied to our guests. We had to be on a whole other level.
Well, weren't though.
Well, you had to match my dressiness. As my fiance and as us hosting our party, we set the tone of. We are the elevated of the elevated casual. So we're just elevated.
No, I don't look at it that way. I think you're supposed to make people feel comfortable.
I knew what I was going to be wearing, and I've had this set. The whole party,
that,
basically.
By the way? What? I knew what I was going to be wearing.
Sometimes I can't talk right. Just go along with it.
Ripped out a British accent. I knew what I was going to be wearing.
You never know what you're going to get. Honestly, the whole party was based around what I wanted to wear, essentially. So everything was based around the outfit I already had.
Good to know that it wasn't based around the fact that we were engaged.
That too, but I had a dress that I wanted to wear, and I needed a party to wear it to. So the truth comes out. But anyways, the backstory behind elevated casual, it's a term that means nothing, essentially. And it's one of those things that's hilarious to give to people and kind of see how they interpret that. It could be someone showing up in like a 3-piece suit and going for the elevated part of it. Or
let me just say this. Let me stop you right there. If somebody hears elevated casual and they show up in a 3-piece suit, they're either A, time traveler from the 20s, or B, an asshole. Those are the only two options. Proceed.
Or they could show up in like overalls and just be super casual. So the backstory fully behind this term, the first time I heard it was the first overnight date that we had on The Bachelor when we were on my season. Usually before the date, you get a date card. And then you get like a hint at what the date might be, but that's all you get. And in order to get dressed for something like that, it can be kind of confusing. So the handlers will come to you as you're getting ready and give you a little bit of a background of what to wear. So from those pieces, you try to decide what you could possibly be doing on the date. The term they gave us for this date was elevated casual, and it drove us up a wall. None of us could figure out what that term meant. We all lost our minds. This is the first date that we had to really fully get dressed for as a group. We had no idea what it meant. So we were like, all of us are going to go a completely different direction. Do we wear a tight little black dress with a leather jacket? Do we wear jeans and a t-shirt and a heel? What does elevated casual mean? No one could figure it out. And it drove us absolutely insane. So the joke I said down the road, I said, whenever I get married, I'm going to put the attire as elevated casual just to see what people interpret it as. So I got my moment. We had elevated casual.
It's like so easy for me.
Really? What does elevated casual mean to you?
So casual for me is like a t-shirt and maybe like a pair of joggers.
That's
casual.
That's hanging around the house. That's like pajamas.
No.
That's lounge.
No. Absolutely not. So casual.
So your line is lower than most people.
I'd say my line is right on par with most people.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe it's like a pair of like khaki shorts and a t-shirt, like a nice t-shirt, like maybe like a Cuts t-shirt.
Shout out Cuts.
And then like a pair of like nice shoes or whatever, or like
sneakers.
Yeah, sneakers of some sort. Elevated casual for me then would be like jeans or like some chinos with like boots and a flannel, boots and a button up. Like,
what's a chino? First of all,
it's like a khaki pant. Almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a shoe. Okay.
It's like in between. It's like, no, it's not a shoe. What?
I don't know. Chino sounds like
chino
shoes.
pants. We've had this conversation before. I know we have.
Likely. So what about that outfit is the elevated part of it? From what took you from casual to the elevated?
Casual is like wear whatever you feel like comfortable in.
Okay. So
and then elevate is like wear whatever you want, but at the same time, like don't come in a t-shirt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like wear like something with buttons and a collar.
My definition of that was no jeans essentially, but you could wear black jeans as long as it didn't look like you were wearing jeans. And then tell everyone what you wanted to wear originally from elevated casual as the description and seeing what I was going to be wearing.
No.
Tell them.
I think I had a pair of brown chinos.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? And if you say denim, it's not what it's called. It's called chambray shirt.
But it looks
like
denim.
Okay. It's a blue button-down shirt. And then I was going to wear my tan boots.
It's in the family.
My Taft boots. The only boots I wear.
At Taft.
I know, free shout. But that one was free. That was on the house.
Chambray and jeans are in the same family. They're brothers and sisters.
It's not, though, because it's a completely different look.
It's the same color scheme.
It doesn't matter.
So
like it's a different look. One is on my upper torso, or one is on my torso, one is on my legs.
What if it was a jean jacket and it would be on your torso? It would still be jeans?
Yeah, but that is an elevated casual look.
No, I disagree. And everyone did disagree with you as well.
Oh, who's everyone?
My mom.
Okay.
She is.
I love your mom. She's awesome.
She's the fashion expert. She did go to school for it.
And there's no but in that sentence. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
I like your mom a lot.
So her word
and
wins.
And your dad. I like both your parents a lot. But yeah, so whatever. Your guys' word wins because I was ganged up on.
Mm-hmm. I had the whole house against you. We had
except for your dad, who I felt horrible for.
He was trying to wear a suit jacket.
I know. That's why I felt bad, because you guys made him think that was what he needed to wear.
No, he wanted to wear a suit jacket. When I called them in the car, I was on speaker, and he goes, "I'm going to wear a suit." So you had people trying to wear a suit.
Because you were giving conflicting messaging to people.
I just said no jeans, and you said chambray shirt.
You said elevated casual.
I told people different things, but what I did tell people was what I was wearing, and
that
to base
was why
their
it was
outfit
conflicting.
off of that.
Because elevated casual means one thing, and then you go around and say, but here's my dress. I look like I belong in a cocktail party.
Exactly.
Okay, well then the
I'm what to
attire is
aspire to.
cocktail.
So
You're not getting it. I'm getting mad.
okay, let's put a picture up on the screen of what you wore. So this is what we landed on.
I'm not seeing anything. Just seeing myself scratching my upper thigh.
But you will in post because I'm an editing master and I'm going to add that onto the screen.
Cool.
So what you ended up in, which we all agreed upon as a house, which included myself, my mom, my dad, my best friends, 2 of them, we all agreed on this outfit. And I was very happy with it. So describe
Here's
it.
the thing, though, and I want to make this very clear. I picked this outfit out. I wore the same brown chinos I was going to wear, wore the same Taft boots that I was going to wear, Chelsea boots, suede tan, my favorite ones, and I wore just a plain white button-up with a cream sweater over top.
My favorite part about that is when we show up to the party, you and your sister are wearing the same outfit.
I know.
Runs in the family. You guys all, you cannot show up to a party without one of you matching. Either you, your sister, your brother. Someone matches. And I love that. So yeah, this is what we agreed upon, and I liked it, and you looked great. So, long story short, you should have listened to me in the first place.
No.
Yes.
I wore what I want. Or what I wanted. I don't have to listen to you.
But you do.
No.
If you're smart, you do. Anyways, let's go into some topics. First one being, what is something that you want to share on your heart or mind lately?
We didn't talk about
Every
You
time.
didn't prep me for that.
Every time before we press record, we spend a good 4 hours before this, and I give him a breakdown of what we're going to discuss, what the topics are, give him some time to digest that and come up with what he wants to say, or just at least have a talking point in mind.
Okay, and that's great.
And here we are.
But I pay for a little thing called NFL Red Zone. And since the Bengals weren't playing today, since they played on Thursday, I was partaking in 7 hours of uninterrupted football. So I apologize.
So NFL Red Zone, is it basically just football games on shuffle? Because that's what it was
essentially.
gathering. So
Yeah, the red zone is the 20-yard line and in. It's like when a team has 20 yards to go before they score a touchdown, like they're in the red zone.
that is
So
smart.
like this, it's a service that you pay for.
Like a lot of money, right?
No, it's like
Oh,
a couple bucks a month. It's not. It's
okay.
like $5.99 or something. I'm not gonna get into it right now.
Brass tacks.
Yeah, but they just switch from like team to team.
Uh-huh.
So like if you've ever seen like live PD, I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
I'm not sure why they took it off the air. I'm not gonna get into that right now. I'm not trying to get canceled, but it was basically like Cops, another show they just decided to take off the air. It's awesome.
Just slowly eased out of it.
But live PD was basically like Cops, but live. So like they would switch between like on Fridays and Saturday nights. They'd be on for like 4 hours from like 8 p.m. until midnight, and they would just switch between these departments depending on like if something was going on. That's what NFL Red Zone is essentially like.
It
They
reminds
just switch from game to game. It's awesome. So you never miss really any of the action because. So it's great for people. I don't play fantasy football anymore. Like I haven't since college just because I don't have the patience for that anymore. Like I don't pay enough attention.
just the all day Sunday watching NFL Red Zone.
Well, yeah. I enjoy watching football. I don't enjoy getting worked up about certain players not playing well. Like I'm just a football guy. I'm a football fan. I just want to watch it because of the love of the game.
It reminds me of, remember that game or that website, Chat Roulette?
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds me of,
Chat roulette.
where you're just swiping between strangers.
Yeah.
How was that
Then they
even
go
a thing?
I don't know. It got weird pretty quickly.
That was the thing to do at sleepovers. Chat Roulette. Scary. Very scary. So that's what's on your heart and mind is NFL Red Zone.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't think that's why.
I mean, it is an open-ended question. It can be that. There's no rules with that. So I'll allow that one.
I mean, my heart and mind. I mean, I can.
You want to open up?
Yeah, I mean, we're watching Dohmer right now on Netflix, so that's really on my mind. If we're being completely honest.
Oh my God.
I just don't like. She rags on me all the time about this, but like, or I don't know. I think it weirds her out that I'm so into
Murder docs
and like murder series, which everyone is right now. I don't know why it's so popular, but it just is. It's popular right now. I like to understand why people do certain things. It's not because I like to see blood and like cannibalism.
Yeah, literally cannibalism.
Like murder. I like to understand what drove a person to do a certain thing. Like that is the most interesting thing to me. Like, because I think about like Jeffrey Dohmer would literally drug his victims, kill them, dismember them, eat their certain parts of their body, and then like the next day would wake up and just be like, all right, well, I got to take care of this. Like I can't leave this mess. Whereas me, if I have a night out and like text something to someone or like do something stupid when I'm drunk, that's all I think about for the rest of my life.
Anxiety.
So like, I don't understand how people can just like flip that switch, kill someone, and then take care of it and like feel nothing about it. I just don't get that. So I'm interested in that.
In all of the murder documentaries and shows you've watched about these people, is there any through line or anything that you've gathered from studying them essentially?
I mean, this isn't Rogan, so I'm not an expert on this at all.
No, I'm curious if like there's anything that you've picked up on, because you spend quite a lot of time.
I mean, I think
these.
a lot of it surrounds the fact that like, you know, you can throw the generic term of childhood trauma out there, but like that could mean a number of different things. But I think the most prominent form of trauma is like parental trauma. Like they either like have absentee parents, you know, like they have, or absent parents, or they have, I don't know, they were abused in some sort of way, or they were isolated from their peers or something. I don't know. It's like isolation and like feeling alone, and they almost like dehumanize themselves, which makes them dehumanize everyone else. Like they are so far removed from any emotions because they haven't, like, no emotion has ever been shared with them.
Yeah.
That they like remove it from themselves and remove it from, like, they remove any emotion from any interaction with anybody else in the world. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's crazy how much your childhood affects everything.
Yeah.
In your life after that. But it's also interesting, the level of, I guess, childhood trauma is very different. Like, what I feel like Dahmer's wasn't terrible from what they've shown. I mean, he had like, his mom was definitely had some mental health stuff, and his dad was definitely absent being at work, but they didn't like abuse him to the point where like he's doing all of these insane things.
Yeah, but we also don't know. Like, we don't know. Well, this is a TV show on Netflix. Like, we don't know what went on in that house. Like,
gospel.
Who are they asking? The grandma?
Yeah.
Like,
the grandma.
I know.
Yeah, I don't like it. I got nauseous earlier. I usually can handle a little bit. I look away. I am soft. You're going to think I'm ridiculous, but I'm an empath. That means I feel things very strongly when other people are going through emotions. Say, if you're feeling an emotion, I'm going to feel that too, because I am an empathetic person. So seeing that kind of murder on the TV and just like people going through really extreme emotions, the first scene, I'm not going to give away details, but just like, one of the guys they showed in a situation with him, my heart was beating so fast. I had so much anxiety because I wanted him to get out of the situation with Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't want him to get killed. And I was like paralyzed. I couldn't take it. It was a lot. So we watched it all day yesterday, like afternoon, and then this morning. And then by that last scene that we watched, we have 3 more episodes left.
4
more. Yeah. And he's like, I need a break. I need a palate cleanser because I'm stressed. It takes a lot out of me, and I don't know. I'm just not one of those people that can watch that all day long, but I am interested, and it is fascinating. It's just a lot for my little heart. What's been on my heart and mind is Instacart. I have a bone to pick. And you told me to put this on my Instagram story, but I didn't want to be one of those girls.
So put it on the
So I
podcast
put it on
that
the
eventually
podcast.
goes to the Instagram story.
It felt a little bit more genuine. Don't use Instacart anymore. And that's coming from Nick and I, who are people that really like to never leave the house and order everything that they possibly can to our home. So backstory, we were redoing our guest bedroom. We were looking for, all I got was like bed lifts to lift the bed and stuff to go underneath the bed to store it. So I ordered that through Instacart and it was $140. I should have not even bought it from them, but we were in a bind and we had a lot of things going on that day.
In a bind. Both cars broke down. I don't want to talk about it.
And we needed we needed that to be at the house within the hour because we're super impatient. So we ordered it and then we got here and it was the wrong thing. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just take it back tomorrow. So I take it back to the store, which is Meijer Grocery. And I go up to the lady. I was like, here's the receipt. Can I please return these items? And she was like, oh, we can't actually return stuff through Instacart. And I was like, what? She said, because they go through a separate program or system, we can't return them directly to the store. You'll have to call Instacart. So I got on the phone with Instacart and they're like, yeah, we actually don't really do returns. So sorry. So I can try and give you a full refund. You don't have to return the products. I can refund you. And I was like, oh, actually, that's great. So he was like, yeah, I can't do it on my end right now. I'm going to have to call someone else. They'll have the refund in your account within a couple of days. I was like, okay, great. Sounds good. But in the process of me trying to return these, I got talking to the lady at the store and they were like, yeah, the reason why we can't return them is because the pricing is different on Instacart than it is in the store. So my $140 order actually only costs $50, which a $20 to delivery or something, fine. But $140 is, we're literally flushing money down the toilet, essentially. So I waited a week, never got my return, or it was a little bit longer than a week because I forgot about it, but I didn't get my return. And I called them the other day and I was like, hey, you guys said you're going to give me my return. I don't see it in my account. Is there any way you can go about doing that? So he was like, yeah, let me try on my end. Couldn't do it. And then he gets back on the phone with me and he's like, I can't actually give you a return. Let me try if I can give you a credit. I was like, great. Anything I can get, I'll take it. He takes like another 10 minutes, gets back on the phone. He's like, oh, I actually can't do that because it's been longer than 14 days. And I was like, well, wait. You said you're going to give it to me a week ago, but now it's been longer than 14 days and you can't give it to me. So what do we do here? He's like, let me try one more thing. So he gets off the phone another 10 minutes, comes back on. And he was like, you know what? This is what I can do for you. I feel really bad about this. I can give you a $10 credit for your next order. And I said, thanks so much. I actually don't need that though, because I'm never using Instacart again. So thanks
I would have been like,
for your time.
You know what? That's very generous, but you can actually take that $10 and shove it right up your ass.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Because I do feel bad for those people. It's not their fault. It's the company's fault.
It is.
Customer service just has to deal with a bunch of people calling them all day, pissed off.
And I get that. But if you promise something to someone, follow up on it.
True. I never got an email confirmation, never got any word after that first initial phone call. So
yeah,
I was frustrated. So that is my bone to pick. I did really like them because they Instacart Sephora. They go to the Container Store. It's really nice. But now knowing that they're upcharging you that much for plastic things really pissed me off. So that's what's on my heart and mind. It's not necessarily a positive spin, but I'm just fair warning to all of you out there, don't use that anymore. Shall we go into some segments?
Sure.
Great. Okay. Like we did last time, we're going to share videos. Nick has one he would like to share with us, share with the class. So I'm going to have him pull that up.
I'm not pulling anything
I'm going to pull it up.
Yes, it's quick.
It's quick, so
it's
take
quick,
it in.
but it's hilarious.
Okay. All right. And then Nick, you can describe it after maybe.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
It's basically like... It's basically like it's a guy and a girl sitting on this hammock that looks like it's on like the dock of a lake. Mm-hmm. And it goes quick, so you got to pay attention. But the guy is like, he has this look on his face like, this is pretty unstable. He's like, I probably shouldn't be on this. And the lady's just like kind of kicked back, like laying on this hammock on the side. Just like arm behind her head, like enjoying life. Like
so comfortable.
it snaps, obviously. And the lady is like basically hanging over the water and immediately hits the water. And the guy just like hits the dock. What's so funny is that like in my mind, I always try to like, what happened before this? How do we get to this position? How do we get to
Why
this
are they
spot?
filming it?
My guess is she was laying on the hammock and she was like, come lay with me on this thing. Like, maybe let's get a picture. I don't know. And he's like, all right. So he's getting on it, but you can tell he's like, this is not good. Like, this is not going to end well. He knows it, but he's going to do it anyway. Maybe he's had a few. Who knows? But I'm telling you, the second he gets stability on this hammock, it snaps and she falls in the water. And like the video just immediately cuts after she hits the water. You can hear her scream, ah! It's so funny.
You just see her submerge, and that's the last that you see of her.
Play it again.
Okay.
Just watch her face. Like she's like, yeah, this is nice. I like being on the hammock. Ow!
Ow! I love that she goes down with one arm behind her head and one arm out and just falls straight into the water like that.
Literally fell. It looked like it's like when a water balloon pops. Like the water's just. She frozen in time for a second. That's how she was.
It's amazing. Mine's not funny, but I related to it very much so. So I would like to share it. I feel like it's going to make us think.
Oh, great.
You know,
I didn't ask for that.
This is a teachable moment.
I didn't ask to start thinking today.
Okay.
Hi. Just wanted to say you have a beautiful home. Thank you so much. Not my style at all, but I love how you don't care about trends or what people think. Thank you. Such a beautiful old home. Do the ghosts keep you up at night? Your boots are ugly. Huh, blue paint. My favorite color is yellow. You should have painted it yellow. Where'd you get your dress? Oh, I think I got this from the 1800s. I was gonna say anthropology. Hey, it must be nice to have your husband pay for everything. Hey, nice couch. Must be nice coming from generational wealth. No hate, no disrespect, all love. I hate your face. I hope you enjoy your marriage now because your husband's gonna leave you when you get old in 10 years. So do you like cry yourself to sleep at night because you don't have a girl? Tell me you cry at night. Love your vibes, but you look so much prettier if you cut your hair. I appreciate how real you are, showing that your house sometimes gets messy with kids. I'd be so embarrassed to show that on social media. You kind of look like Megan Fox. Oh wow. Yeah, like a great value Walmart Megan Fox. There it is.
That's my video. So essentially, it's a video saying if people spoke to me in real life the way that they do on social media. And this is very real, and you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I have.
And it's kind of rough. So people...
It's not, though.
I mean, if you take things personal
though.
like I do.
Here's the thing. If you want to put yourself out there and be on social media, you got to be prepared for people to say shit.
Yeah. I think what happens with this is that people do have honestly good intentions with some of the things that they say, especially with like, oh, I love your house, but I would do this. I think it's honestly people, one, wanting to be heard.
Yeah.
And two, thinking that they're sharing like an opinion or something that will help, but essentially it's kind of insulting. And it happens a lot.
Well, here's the thing. Like a lot of those comments that I see on yours, like almost every one of your posts, you like pose a question.
Because it increases engagement.
Okay. But here's the thing. If you wanted to increase engagement, it's going to increase engagement. And engagement means people answering you and saying stuff and commenting. Like
it's
you're leaving yourself open to it. Yeah. If you want people to engage, then be prepared for both sides. If not, don't say anything.
Yeah. And I agree. And what I've learned from the years of me doing this is that, and you've tried to teach me quite a bit, is really developing thicker skin. It's almost impossible to be online and not have that. Because if you don't, I've tended in the past to just shut down and not want to do anything and kind of like curl into a ball until I'm ready to move on from it.
Like you have to think about the type of person who's going to post like negative stuff on that person, like so miserable. Mm-hmm. Like let them be miserable. Who cares? You know what I mean? It certainly doesn't bother me when people say shit about me on your... Like, I also have no problem going after them, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of time on my hands. We can go back and forth all day on social media if you'd like. I don't care.
Yeah. So much so that you tried to comb through my DMs earlier because we wanted to have a segment of Nick responding to mean DMs.
Yeah, I would love that.
But we couldn't find any, so that's kind of lovely.
This isn't an open invitation to send them, but...
No, please. I can't take it. That
means
just
know that if you do send one, I'm probably going to come for you because that's what I like to do. I don't care.
Yeah, you love it.
2, I just said A and 2. B, I just lost my train of thought. I don't know.
That's all you need to know. He'll come for you.
Yeah.
But I liked how she summed it up. I think that this made a lot of sense to me. And a lot of creators were sharing it, saying, like, just think before you write. And I agree. It's something to consider.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we ended up together, right? I came for you.
You came for me.
But
literally.
in a nice way.
Yeah. There's two ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it can build connection. I do love the community of it, and I love to talk to people all the time. But sometimes there's messages where you're like, is that the point you meant to make, or am I reading into this?
The most of your followers who like have suggestions about stuff, it's because you ask them for suggestions.
Yeah. And I'm not referring to those people. I'm referring to like back when I was on the show and people would say things. You know?
Well, you got to think about the type of people who are watching that show.
Yeah.
Me.
People are very passionate.
I mean, just like people who love drama.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
or
sure
like maybe they don't love drama, but like they don't get enough drama in their everyday lives. Like then that's like, for me, like that was my outlet. Like I wasn't experiencing any drama, didn't really care for it, but like everyone to a certain extent likes to see like the train wrecks.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was for me. But some people just genuinely like they don't have an interesting enough life. So like they'll watch something like that and like that's where they get their like drama from.
Mm-hmm.
But then to take it to the next level and like actually comment on something when you like don't know this person at all, what are you doing? That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I did it.
Yeah. You did, so
it worked out.
You're in good company if you do it, I guess. Yeah. So the creators that we need to shout out are Bethany Ciotola, I think is how I pronounce it, and then yours was
Living LO Life.
LO Life.
Living Low Life.
Living Low Life. Thank you for the entertainment. Let's do What Did You Learn? Nick, what did you learn this week?
I'm done with FaceTime. I'm not doing it anymore.
What? Why?
Don't call me on FaceTime. Don't ask me to FaceTime. I'm just not doing it. I'm done.
Is it because it just immediately brings you back to when I was on tour and gone for 3 months, or is it just because you don't like that form of communication anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a lot has to do with like that's the only form of communication I had with you really, for 3 months. So I just don't like it. I also like don't like to just FaceTime about nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like she was gone. We were texting all day, all week. We would like have a couple phone calls here and there. And then she would just FaceTime me, and I'm just like, weren't you? We were just texting. What's going on? Do you need me to see something, or?
I like to see your face. I like to.
I know. I like to see your face too, but like I'm gonna be
apparently not
you.
that much.
Okay. Like if there's something to talk about, like I'm cool with FaceTime, but like if we're just gonna sit there and be like, what are you doing? I just told you I actually just sent you a text 3 seconds ago about what I'm doing.
So how do you like when I respond to your text with a FaceTime?
I don't like it. Unless you're like calling me for a reason. Mm-hmm. The thing is too, this is what just...
Oh boy.
Man. She knew that I was doing something and she'll still FaceTime me for no reason.
Because you'll pick up. Yeah,
but you keep stopping me from finishing what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, just to FaceTime me and be like, what are you doing? You still working on that? Yep, still working on it. Would like to not be working on it anymore if that's okay. Are you going to cry?
I just cry when I laugh.
Oh.
Just my eyes.
It's like, this is not a therapy session.
Yet.
But yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. What I learned this week was how particular, I don't know if it's you or men in general, are about the fit and tailoring of their clothing. Where I ordered you 3 different shirts to potentially wear for our engagement party, and you hated all of them.
First of all, you ordered me 2 shirts. I ordered the 3rd shirt, and I just didn't like the 3rd shirt. The fit was fine. Just didn't like it.
What was wrong with the first 2?
Well, the sleeves were like down to my elbows and skin tight.
It was not. That one wasn't tight.
Yeah, it was. The sleeves were. And then the bottom of the shirt itself came like right to the bottom, like just over my belly button. I looked like I was in the Brady Bunch.
That's back in though, like the 70s.
I don't
style's
care.
back.
I'm not from the 70s. And I'm not one of those people who can jump on a trend like that early on. Okay?
To wait till it's
I
out.
have a very like, I'm just here to blend in type of wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like listen, it took me a while to get into like skinny jeans and like slim fit. Not that long, but like, I mean, that stuff's got to be out for a little bit before I try it out.
Got to test it out on some other bodies first.
Yeah.
For me to learn from this, I don't think I can buy you clothes at this point because I fully don't know what it is that you like unless it's a sweatpants outfit.
Okay.
So what is the thing that we are looking for when you put something on with like the cuff and the sleeve and
this is the
fit?
thing is
what is it
I'm
that we're
not
looking
very
for?
particular, but
Someone say you are.
You try to make me wear something that you probably knew I would never wear, because that's not the type of person. Like first of all, I don't have like a real skinny body. Like I'm not, like I'm a former football player. Okay. Like I'm used to like lifting and like trying to get as like broad as possible. I know that I'm in no way, shape or form the same like build that I was when I played football. However, I still like in my mind, that's how I always think of myself that way. I'm not going to be like this little skinny Timothy Chalamet or whatever his name is.
That's his
Great
name.
actor. Love the kid.
Same.
But like, I'm not built that way.
Yeah.
So I can't wear the same things that he would wear and like make it look good. But you tried to do that to me, and I was like, what is this? I'm wearing a blouse. Like, this is not even a shirt. It was weird. It was like a sweater shirt. Like, I think certain people like would look awesome in that. I'm not one of those. Like, I'm cool with like a button down, short sleeve, long sleeve, doesn't care. Doesn't matter. Don't care. But like when it comes to like very specific looks, I'm not going to do it. You tried to put me in a group of people who that would look good on, and I'm not part of that group.
So sorry. What specifically though? The one I'm thinking of is the pullover that you have plenty of in your closet that zips up, that has the long sleeve.
Yeah, I don't like the listen.
atrocity?
Okay. I need a cuff on my shirts.
Why?
I don't like, because I feel like when you don't have a cuff, it like stretches out and like falls over your hand. I don't like that. I don't like it. I need a nice tight cuff. It's going to stay in place. That's why I like old like cotton sweatshirts.
Mm-hmm.
They got the cuffs. And if it doesn't have a cuff, like it needs to be like tapered to where it's like tight on my wrist.
Okay.
I hate where it's like all one like width all the way down.
Okay.
I'm a taper man.
You're a taper guy. Same thing with pants, right?
Yeah, I like a good taper.
So you like it to be tight and a little bit loose.
What?
Taper to mean like kind of flares out like these pants.
That is not. That is the opposite of tapered.
You mean tight at the bottom and then up? As
Yeah,
it
like
goes
it
up.
tapers down at the bottom.
Okay, so
That is a
into
flare. I'm talking about a taper.
Okay. Any other
Flare, taper.
button zippers? How do we feel about each of those?
I'm fine with either, but like,
One thing that you said about the shirt that you didn't like was that it was a button versus a zipper.
no, not what I said. The first one you gave me didn't have buttons or zippers at all. It was just like a V-neck sweater with a collar. The sleeves were down to here. The bottom was up here. It was just not a good look. Like, if I put that on in front of anyone who knows me, or just anyone in general, they'd be like, "Yeah, I wouldn't wear that."
I didn't think it looked that bad.
It did.
Anything else that I should be thinking about that you're super specific about? Shape of like the neckline.
No, I mean, the neckline is not. That's not the issue. The issue is you tried to get me to jump onto a trend real early on, and I'm just not comfortable doing that.
Would you wear a turtleneck?
No.
Okay. So kind of just like standard classic with a cuff is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta have a cuff.
Gotta have a cuff.
If it's not a cuff, it's gotta be like I got a couple like golf like zip ups, quarter zips that have like a band that like keeps it like tapered and like tight to my wrist. But when it starts flaring, because like if you get it wet, then it's like all like bacony and like it flares out and you're like, I look like I borrowed my dad's. I hate that look. Like I hate that.
I love when my sweatshirt goes all the way to like my knuckles.
No, I like
love it.
everything right, the proper length. It's got a nice I sound like Larry David.
You said you're not specific, but you are so specific, and I learned a lot.
That's not like you either are okay with a cuff or not.
Okay. All right. Would you like to move on to keeping up with the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have one topic today that I saw in the social media space and on the news, and I just fully didn't understand it. So I thought we should dive deeper into it. And I think you did ask me about it the other day, and it is Adam Levine and this cheating scandal that he had with Sumner. I don't even know her last name, but that's fine. So I'm going to break it down and you can give me your opinions, okay? So basically this video came out of this girl, Sumner. She released this on TikTok. She is an Instagram model. And she basically said...
So is Dixie.
She is.
So if you claim that's your profession, then whatever. Keep going.
Okay. So Sumner came forward on September 19th via TikTok that she had an affair with a man married to a Victoria's Secret model. And immediately everyone was like, Adam Levine. She stated she never wanted to make this video, but wanted to get ahead of the story before one of her friends, quote unquote, sold the story to tabloids.
One of her friends. Yeah, probably not.
Shouldn't be your friend
probably
anymore.
Probably not your friend.
Yeah. She referred to herself as young and naive. Yeah, this happened last year.
God, I love when people do that.
She's 23.
I'm such a different person now. I'm like, meh, 365 days. That's it.
Not that much changes. She said that her and Adam had been seeing each other for a year, but then broke off the relationship. 6 months after they broke it off, Adam reached out to Sumner via Instagram DM, and he said, in quotes, "Okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and it's a boy. And if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious." End quote. Adam and Bahati, who is his wife, his Victoria's Secret model wife, have been married since 2014. They got together in 2012. So essentially he was cheating on her if it happened last year. Bahati and Adam have 2 children together and 1 on the way. Bahati's reaction to this cheating scandal was that she was blindsided and she believes Adam when he says that nothing physical happened between Adam and Sumner. Some other things have come out. Allegedly, Sumner tried to sell the story herself and had spoken to E! News about it, but they didn't move forward with the story because they didn't fully believe it. And then she released a second video, Sumner did, and she said that she assumed the couple was quiet about it because she just believed this is how celebrities of their caliber react to this kind of news. She felt like Adam used the fact that she was new to LA, which she referred to as a vulnerable position when the affair started. So the text or the Instagram DM screenshot that she released was Adam replying to a picture of her, and it said, holy effing F, that body of yours is absurd." And then she replies, "Next date,
normal DM. Yeah. I mean, I don't see an issue with that.
Next date, I'll be like, do you want to make out with the devil?" Quote. I don't even know what that means. That's what Sumner said. And then he goes, "Haha, how are you such an hourglass emoji? My God." After this came out, Adam put up a Instagram story and it said, "A lot is being said about me right now and I want to clear the air. I use poor judgment in speaking with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. In certain instances, it became inappropriate. I have addressed that and taken proactive steps to remedy this with my family. My wife and my family is all I care about in this world. To be this naive and stupid enough to risk the only thing that truly matters to me was the greatest mistake I could ever make. I will never make it again. I take full responsibility. We will get through it, and we will get through it together." And since then, some more girls have come out with screenshots of Adam DMing them. So
shit.
That's that. What do you think?
I mean, I was thinking about Dohmer. I'm going to be honest.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, dude, are the kids really talking about this? Think the kids care?
Yeah, there's like multiple TikToks that I read. It was juicy. And a lot of people were attacking Sumner about this because they were saying you could have just messaged Bahati and not brought this into the media and not make a TikTok video about it. Like you could have just messaged her yourself and told her what had happened. You didn't need to make this a whole thing. And then people are accusing her of trying to sell this story. So essentially she's like using this to get her 15 minutes of fame, which are people saying. And then she said she was young and naive and she felt like mistreated and used a little bit by Adam. It's not great for Adam and Sumner obviously were in the wrong in this situation.
Yeah, I love how she's trying to play the victim.
Yeah. She said, I wasn't trying to play the victim.
I was young and naive. I was like, you obviously know who he is, right? You know he's
he's married. Yeah. That's all you need to know.
Hold on. Take a look at that lid.
I told you.
No. I know. I see the lipstick. Is that lid on right or is that lid not on right?
I don't put lids on.
It's still not. I can see it from here.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back
Be
on.
patient. There you go.
Is that one of your pet peeves about me? Is I know.
Well, she handed me my drink. Great, very, grateful that she went and got me water and filled it up. But when she handed me, hold on, I'll just demonstrate. She handed it to me like this.
Which is the lid is kind of tilted on its axis
and
not screwed in.
Just I don't understand how you can because you're only getting one turn out of it. You just think it's like, oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah. And it turned once and tightened. I wonder if it's on right. Probably not.
I'm on to the next thing once I start doing something. So I'm like, oh, screw once. I got to move on. And I forgot to put it on all the way.
That's why our house is... We have to change rugs out because she'll spill stuff and not know it's spilled. And then you'll be like, why does that smell musty? Oh, I spilled. Oh, when?
Yeah,
you think it's just going to air dry? Or
I forget.
Really a whole bottle of water. We're going to have to replace the floor.
So yeah, Adam and Sumner.
Yeah.
What do you think about Adam reaching out about naming his potential son Sumner?
That was ballsy, and it was an idiot move.
Do you think that was his opportunity or his way of trying to talk to her again?
Probably, yeah.
Because guys do that sort of thing, like when they text you on your birthday.
Oh God, here we go.
Just to check and see if you're thinking about them, and clearly she is because she was like, "That's the last straw. I'm telling the world."
I think everyone's in the wrong here. His wife's in the wrong for being like, "I believe Adam."
Yeah.
Oh,
well, if there's multiple screenshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say except I understand it now. And I'm not surprised. I feel like this is a very Adam Levine vibe.
Thought he was like America's sweetheart.
No one was buying that. Someone also said something really funny was that his body looks like a Chipotle bag with the way his tattoos are.
Yeah, but so do a lot of people. It's like Pete
Davidson.
Yeah, jeez.
But the way it's the text he used on his tattoos that it was like spitting image of a Chipotle bag. So
I want Chipotle for dinner.
No.
Can
we can do tacos or something? Okay. Okay. Last thing we have to talk about is our engagement party. So this was our first official party of the wedding season. I feel like we did a good job.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just showed up, wore the outfit that I picked out, and
after
that I myself okayed, and
no one else had to approve it.
No one approved it. I just approved it and was like, "This is what I'm wearing." Everyone was like, "Wow, that's yeah."
So we had it at Oakley Wines in Cincinnati.
Oakley.
Okay, but isn't part of, I don't know. There's so many little pockets of towns.
There's
here.
Neighborhoods it's
just everything is called something different.
Like a suburb, yeah.
So yeah, it's too much for me to keep straight.
It's just funny that you're like. So we had our party in Oakley Wines in Cincinnati, and well, yeah, because it's in Oakley.
Some people don't live in Cincinnati. Some people don't know that.
You're right.
So I'm just keeping it open. It was like a cute little wine bar. We had the downstairs. There was a fireplace, a really cute bar, and the capacity of the place is only 50 people, so we had to keep the guest list tight, but it was kind of nice and intimate. We had balloon therapy. Cincinnati set up this really cute arch display that said to the future Mr. and Miss Weeby. Thank God they did that, because all the signs I made saying cheers to the future Weebies were grammatically incorrect. And I learned that after printing it out and displaying it, that when you're saying Weebies, you don't put an apostrophe in front of the S. You just leave it
way.
Weebies. And my best friend and your mom really got a kick out of that.
I feel like you still do.
I know. I feel like that. Well, your phone will autocorrect to with an apostrophe.
No, I know. So I feel like my mom and...
Because the thing behind it is Weebies what? If you're making it possessive with the apostrophe, there should be like Weebies something instead of just Weebies with an S. But what about the families who have like an S in their last letter of their last name? So it's like Weebies.
Then you put the apostrophe.
Then you put the apostrophe
after the second, or after the
S. Yeah. So why is it okay then, but it's not okay the other time? You know?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Listen, I was not an English major. Some would argue I didn't really major in anything, but...
Business?
No? You don't know?
Pretty sure I do.
What did I major in?
You majored in business.
No.
In marketing.
Yes.
So business marketing.
Just marketing. Actually, I double majored in marketing and sports marketing because it was like one extra class.
Loves marketing. Big marketing guy. Okay.
It's important.
Or we just had a cheese board and pizzas and a veggie tray. And the amount of stress that I had about not having enough pizzas, because when we showed up, there was 4 mini pizzas. And the thing said each pizza would feed 15 people. 15 people. And I was like, that pizza wouldn't even feed me on a Thursday. Why is there only a little mini pizza? So I had a mental internal breakdown. And then once we finished the first round, I saw more pizzas being brought out. And I was like, all is right in the world. But one thing I do want to talk about with hosting this party that I couldn't control was the amount of anxiety that I had the day of and like the couple of days before. And usually with me with anxiety, I get a really bad stomach ache and I'm pretty much out for the count.
Farting and
No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
I just get a really bad stomach ache. No.
It's kind of it's almost unbearable at times.
Shut up. No, that's not how it went down. But I get like this insane amount of like
diarrhea,
nervousness. And I don't even feel stress, but my body feels the stress.
Yeah, like the sweating and like the... All right, I'm done.
So I have to like take quite a few amount of antacids because my stomach will be in a literal knot, which is not great for drinking and not being stressed out.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine how that's going to take place for our actual wedding weekend. Did I seem stressed to you? Or was I keeping it kind of cool?
I mean, I don't really...
Was I concealing it calm, cool, and collected on the surface?
In fact, I don't remember. I mean, that was last week. I don't think so. Like, you were just getting ready all day. So I wasn't really...
I think the things that people don't tell you is how much anxiety, and I think it's the pressure that you feel of it, like everything going well, which I've seen people talk about for brides on their wedding day. Like they can't eat the morning of, they have a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of stress. Their stomach hurts. All that kind of happens. One of my friends actually like passed out on her wedding day because she hadn't been taking care of herself. She hadn't been really...
She locked her knees. Can't do it.
She hadn't been really eating and she passed out. So I would say this is a PSA. If you're hosting something and if you're a worrywart like I am and just like a perfectionist, try and take some deep breaths the morning of. Try to center yourself. Eat. Make sure you have antacids and Pepsid on deck. One other thing I'll say too is make sure you have a speech prepared, even though it's not a party where you need to make a speech, because they'll say speech when you're cutting the cake and you'll just say some drunken mess words. And I don't even know what I said. And I never want to know what I said because it was not good.
There's a video, I think.
I don't want to watch it.
Well.
Anyways, just have a speech prepared, just some words that you'll say because they'll put you on the spot.
And then you did the cake thing, what we weren't supposed to do yet.
Why not? We were doing the cake.
I'm talking about you like fed it to me or whatever.
Oh.
Not supposed to do that yet. And I think your dad called that out. Like, you're not supposed to, hey, that's not yet.
Yeah, you did at the wedding.
Yeah.
But we had a cake. What else do? You smash it in each other's faces?
You cut it up.
It's not like it's bad luck by
I don't know.
shoving in your
Look
face.
it up.
If that's our undoing, I think we had bigger problems. We have a whole half of a cake still in our fridge, and we'll probably be eating that again later. Just cake every single day.
There is no probably.
It's very likely.
It's so good.
Apparently, we're eating Chipotle and cake tonight.
Are we really going to get Chipotle?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. Yeah. Oh, we have House of the Dragon to watch tonight. What was hilarious to me when I was home with my parents, you got to see like everything I say that my parents do kind of firsthand. And one thing I said my mom does, which I'm starting to do and I'm trying to not do it, is speak during the entire episode or movie and just comment on everything and ask a bunch of questions and not actually watch it, just wanting to like chat about it while we're watching it. So she was doing that. We watched House of the Dragon together, and she was just like constantly saying stuff, and she'll say stuff until you respond to her. She needs you to acknowledge what she said or acknowledge that she's speaking, but we're watching a show. And what's funny too is my mom likes to watch or listen to podcasts about the show she already watched. So she's one of those people will watch House of the Dragon and go to the HBO Max podcast talk back about the show. And I listened to this freaking podcast in the car with her, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep 2 times during this podcast. It was awful. I did not like it. Boring. And if you watch that little talk back after the episode where they explain everything on the episode, that's all you need to watch if you were confused at all. But she watched that one. My dad and I were both like, turn this garbage off. It is so bad. And then she proceeded to make me listen to another episode about the same episode from a different podcast again. So I'm like, Mom, did you get everything you needed? Do you understand now?
You best believe, though, if you have questions about the show, you know who to go to.
JoJo, my mom. Yeah. All right, let's end this on our peaks and our pits of the week.
The peak was as stressful as it was because we just don't have a ton of room in this house. Was having your family here. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Solly and Dixie playing together.
We had 6 people in a 2-bedroom home.
6 people and 2 dogs.
Yeah, and 2 dogs. Big dogs.
It was fun though. I mean,
yeah, it was a good time. I was a little stressed about that too, of how that was going to work, but we made it work.
Pit was probably the hurricane and you not fully paying attention to it and thinking that you were going to fly through it.
Yeah.
On whatever day that was.
Friday.
Probably should have prepared more for that.
Yeah. I just want to say that if you were affected by the hurricane, very sorry. Thoughts, love, everything goes out to you. That was a very insane storm.
I think they were saying it was like one of the 5th most damaging hurricane in U.S. history. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, fact checked. I thought I was going to be hitting Saturday, so I had a flight for Friday thinking everything would be fine, and it wasn't fine. I changed my flight 4 times, and I now still have an extra flight credit because I bought 4 flights. So yeah, we didn't make it home in time, but now I'm here, and it worked out. So my peak would have been spending time with my family. Also, I want to say one more thing on the hurricane. There's no flying out. They shut down the bridge where my parents live, and there was like waves crashing over the bridge. It was so insane. And my dad thought nothing of it and decided to play an entire golf tournament during a hurricane. He was out there from 7 a.m. till 4 p.m. playing golf.
He didn't have to cross the bridge, though.
But he was out in the rain, and he was literally playing golf in a hurricane. It did not stop raining or wind the entire day, but he was loving life. My man loves golf, and he'll do it rain or shine, literally.
I mean, if everyone else was playing.
He loved it so much, and he won. He texted me a picture of his trophy, and he goes, "Golf daddies." So, congrats. My peak was getting to spend time with my family, and especially that little extended period. And I got to go to our wedding vendors in person, which was so nice. And I changed everything because I got to see it in person. And then my pit was still not being able to bring the wedding budget down.
Bringing the what?
Wedding budget down.
Oh.
I saved money one place and then added money in the other place, and I ended up breaking even. But you know what? Everyone looked at it and said, I can't see where else we can bring this down either. And you know what, guys? I know I put this on Instagram about which chairs we're going to have. And, I'm going to let me have the nicer chairs. I'm having the nicer chairs. That's my one thing that I'm getting that's fancy. I'm having the chairs.
It's inflation, man.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It was $300 extra. And that, in the end of the day, that's nothing. That's my peak and that's my pits. Thank you so much for listening and for getting this far. I really enjoyed this hour with you, my fiance, Nick. Anything else you'd like to share before we end this?
No.
Nothing funny that you can end it on?
I'm not a clown, okay? I don't just put my makeup on and make people laugh on command. Okay.
Okay. Next episode, we are going to be doing a ghost episode, but it'll be different from last year, where I want you guys to share your ghosting stories. So a time that you have been ghosted, done the ghosting, any funny or interesting stories or interesting ways that people have ghosted in dating and relationships.
Or some paranormal shit too. Like
Or if you
I am more interested in that.
Okay, we'll do a little mix bag of it. So send them our way. I will put them up on Instagram so you can submit them to me. So till next time, Nick. Before you go, make sure that you rate, subscribe, review, give us 5 stars, because you love us and I love you and I love you. And we're signing off. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.